to a brand new video on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Why are you smiling at me? Tate's behind the camera, guys. You remember Tate from the last video, her learning to drop in and coaching with me. So today we've got another awesome video, another kind of coaching style video, but it's with me. It's a tutorial on the 360, guys. So I'm going to teach you guys how to 360 today, hopefully. I just want to let you know real quick that I am reading all the comments on the YouTube channel, and a lot have been requesting tutorials, and the 360 has been really popular. So I thought, what better video to do than to do the 360 tutorial out of a ramp today. So we're going to be going over everything you need to know to do the 360, all right? Let's go. So a couple of things you're going to need for the 360 tutorial are obviously a scooter, and you're going to need to learn how to 180. So I'm going to quickly just go over the 180 right now for anyone that's kind of sketchy with it or doesn't understand the 180. So a 180 is obviously half of 360. So you need to learn how to 180 so you can get off the ground and spin just a little bit. That way it'll help you when you're going to learn the 360, right? So I'm going to quickly show you what a 180 is on the flat ground. So that's a 180, just learning to turn your body in a 180-degree angle and rolling backwards a little bit, so half a 180. So the way to do the 180, there's a cheat way. I'm going to quickly just show you the cheat way to do it. I've got a tutorial on a 180 already, so if you want to go and check that out before watching this video, I suggest you do so. We'll just run through it real quick. So to do a 180, you're going to find a line on the ground like this one here, and we're going to do what we call a pivot and jump. So you're going to come up, you're going to pivot your front wheel a little bit, and then just do a bunny hop like that. Do it once more. So this is going to help us with the 360 as well, because we're also going to be doing a pivot and jump with the 360 too. So you're going to come up, find the line, pivot as much as you can onto the 180, bunny hop, and just land backwards. You don't need to be able to get out of the 180, I just need you to be able to turn and do the 180, right? All right, let's get into the 360. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a couple of 360s out of the ramp. So today we're learning a 360 out of the ramp. We can do it on flat ground as well, but this is a very, very like small, mellow ramp. I suggest to learn this out of a bank or on flat ground first as well. So flat ground's kind of hard because you've got to jump a bit more. The ramp's going to give you a bit more of a height, but this ramp here it's called the Long and Long RAMPFEST. It's the smallest ramp we have here, and it is a cross between a bank and a corner, but everything's going to apply. So whatever I teach you on this ramp right here, you're going to be able to do on flat ground, out of a bank, and out of a full-on corner. So all the principles are the same. It's just the flat ground's going to be a little bit more effort than it is out of the ramp, all right? Start off the 360. I'm gonna quickly explain to you about the pivoting thing. So you're not gonna have to pivot forever, okay? This is just to start off. This is just a little trick and a hack to be able to get your 360s easier. So what I mean by a pivot is just it's basically pre-turning. It's called pre-turning as well. So you're gonna turn up the ramp before you jump, and that's gonna help give you momentum, okay? So that's the first thing we're gonna learn right now. What I mean by pivoting is you can go like this, right? So most people will come up the ramp straight, jump off, then do a 360. But what we're gonna do,
spit it out.
Instead of going up the ramp straight, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn our preferred way. So if you turn to the right, you're obviously gonna start turning to the right. If you turn to the left, you're gonna start turning to the left. So it's gonna look something like this. You'll be coming up the ramp and I turn to the right. So I'm gonna turn on this angle right here, which is gonna pull my scooter probably not quite 90 degrees. What angle would you say that is, like 45?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna come up pretty much on a 45-degree angle like that, yeah? Which allows you to just start the 360 by jumping and hopping around. So I'm gonna do one of those and show you real quick. So you'll come up, half turn, jump, half turn. Righty guys, so as you can see, I'm on that 45-degree angle right there before bunny hopping. Jump. So you're pretty much starting on a 45-degree angle, which is it basically takes away some of the turn. So you don't have to do a full 360, you'd have to do, what is it, a 315. Doing a 315, dude. You'll never hear that term again. We're out here just doing 315s. Yo, dude, started. But yeah, you do it too. I can't take it seriously saying 315. But yeah, you're gonna take away at least 45 degrees. It's just gonna help you guys out, all right? The next thing we're going to talk about is our shoulders as well, and as I said, I'm going to explain this all in a voiceover too, but it's important, when you do the 180, you can sort of just turn your bars and pull your scooter around, with your 360, it's more about your upper body too. So you're gonna be using the upper half of your body as well with the 360 instead of just the lower half. A 180 is just basically all on your feet and a quick pull. A 360 is a pull and a bit of turn with your shoulders, all right? I'm gonna get one more 360 angle and we're gonna break it down from the top and we're gonna look at my shoulders and exactly what that's doing, okay? So we're gonna jump, turn, just like that. So it's all in this motion here. So with a 180, you get to just go like this. So it's just this motion here. With a 360, it's more of this motion. Shoulder and pinning out on your bars like this. So we're gonna turn. I'm gonna do one on flat ground and slow mo as well. Am I in the full frame? All right, so doing the pivot, watch my shoulders. Turn just like that. So we're gonna be jumping up, pulling upwards, turning our shoulders to our preferred way, either left or right, pulling down, and then that will get us the whole 360 motion. Starts from the bottom up, which is what, so first comes the hand movement, which would be to pull like this. Second is the shoulders and torso area moving like this, and the last and most important step is what to do with the noggin, all right? So I see a lot of kids trying to do a 360 and there's some common mistakes that people do is they'll jump up and they'll look down. I'm gonna do a couple of examples of a 360 that is bad and wrong, and then I'm gonna pause it and freeze frame it and go over why it's bad and what to do with your head instead. So pretty much the law with a 360 or any spin trick is pretty much where you look is where you will go. So if I'm looking over my shoulder, I'm gonna be trying to look for the landing. I'll give you a quick example right now with a 180. But landing where I'm looking is this. So if I was to do a 180, I can look behind me first and I'm looking right there, which means I'm gonna turn my body that way and I'm gonna land exactly where I'm looking. So I'll go up, turn my head, jump. That way I know exactly that I'm going that way. Now if you do it really fast, you go jump, look, like that. Now with the 360, it's very similar. You want to look, you can't obviously look at a 360-degree motion before you jump. So you've got to turn your head and keep your shoulders and stuff in line at the same time and then spot your landing just like this. You're gonna pivot, jump over, spot. So I'll do one facing the camera. Look, jump, spot. So I'm looking down at my landing, keeping my shoulders and stuff twisted, looking down exactly for my landing, all right? Let's go over some common mistakes, and I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks on how to fix those common mistakes as well. There's a couple that I can think of is not turning your head when you are doing the 360 will stop you from rotating. The other big thing is, that I don't think a lot of people realize is if you take a foot off, or if you take any body part off during a spin, it stops your rotation. So the spin comes from the power of your torso and holding up against your bars like this. So if you were to take one arm off, for example, or one foot off, it's gonna off balance the spin and you're gonna stop rotating. It's the same when you get into 720s and 1080s, it's all the same thing. You have to rip and hold. Same with the backflip. If you do a backflip and let go, your scooter goes flying, you land on your head, etc, etc. Same with the 360, you want to hold on and commit to the spin fully. So let's have a look at some common mistakes. I'll do them slow mo them and break them down. That's common mistake number one, throwing yourself downwards into the ramp and taking one foot off at the same time. I see this all the time with people trying to rip downways like this. So on this angle coming down like that, it's throw straight into your front wheel and your foot ends up coming off. So you don't want to come up and throw downwards like this. You want to be nice and neutral and throw up. If anything, kind of on the backwards lean, but not too much. So that's neutral. Don't throw down the scooter like this. You want to be kind of in that position there. Not fully up and enough for you to be able to put your scooter down. So it'll be more like up and around like this opposed to down like that. So you don't want to be looking down. Also, taking your foot off during a spin, this is the next common mistake. on the scooter to be able to rip and pull it around. So keep 2 feet on to initiate the spin, and you're gonna spin perfectly fine. You're allowed to take a foot off at the end of the spin, but don't take it to the start. So if you did this, that's fine, like this. So you're allowed to take your foot off at the end if you're scared to commit and land it. Just don't take your foot off anywhere near the start. That's why you're getting thrown around. So anyone that's trying 360s for the first time, I bet you've had that experience where you've thrown up and just completely looped out, and it's because you're taking your foot off. For the final step, guys, just work in baby steps, okay? With the 180, with the 360, just work in baby steps. So for the 180, try get 90 first. Get 45, 90, whatever's after that, and then 180, okay? For 360, you wanna work the same. Go straight to 90, go straight to 180, then go to 270, and then go to 360. So work your way across. If you're too scared to rip, just work your way across just like this. So you'd go 180. If you got the 180 fine, you'll go 270. Once you can get yourself past the 180 mark, it's all just in the initial rip. After that, you'll be totally fine. Get yourself past the initial pull, and it'll work fine, all right? Guys, so that's gonna end today's video, the 360 tutorial. I really hope that you got something out of this. Sorry it was a little bit jumbled up. I didn't do it in the order that I was supposed to, but the editing will fix that, dude. That's what we got the editing for. But big thank you to Tate for filming. If you want more tutorials like this, please let me know, because Tate's willing to help me film. So I think next up on the tutorial list will be like a heel whip. That's been really popular. That's been a popular request as well, the heel whip. Also the bri flip. And now that RAMPFEST foam pit's open, I might be able to do a couple of flip tutorials if you guys are keen for it. A full in-depth back flip tutorial, front flip tutorial, a flare tutorial. We can do all that kind of stuff as well for all you advanced riders out there that want to learn that stuff. But if you have any basic combos that you guys want to learn in my tutorials, please let me know. I'd be happy to do them and break them down. Let me know how this one went. I usually self-film all my tutorials, but if you like it with a filmer, let me know what's better. And until the next video, guys, I'll catch you then.